Hello everyone, welcome to our Business Video Demo Center. My name is Emmanuel Roman. I'm an operations manager with Cisco's Emerging Technologies Group. Now in this demo center, what we do from this demo center is basically share with you our latest video solutions, that being around Cisco telepresence, digital media systems, physical security, and media processing, and share that with you remotely via telepresence. So all you have to do is jump into a local Cisco telepresence room and connect with our experts and view our video solutions here that are showcased from this demo center remotely. Now, not only do you see these solutions in action, but you also see them integrated together. And that integration gives you even more possibilities, more capabilities on how you can optimize your business using video. So let's get started. So to start off, we can look at our left screen there, and what you see is my splash screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to integrate that with what we call our digital media player from our digital media solutions. And what you now see there is a digital sign, right, of a program that we have within the company called Cisco Now. So this is how we keep people abreast of what's going on within the company through digital signage. So our own way, basically, of being able to use our own technologies within the company, right? Now on your right screen, what you're seeing is another one of my splash screens, and I'm going to take that down and share with you an application on my desktop. One being around physical security, which is our Video Surveillance Operations Manager. So you now see what I'm seeing. A beautiful, smiling, happy group of people in front of me, happy to be in this demo today, right? And what we have here basically is a browser which allows us to manage any or all of our cameras on our IP network through a browser such as this. Basically authenticate myself through our surveillance manager and being able to view all of our cameras. So we have several IP cameras within this room, both wired and wireless. These are Cisco IP cameras, right? These are standard definition cameras. We have a slightly taller form factor for our high definition camera. What you're seeing on your left screen, your right screen there rather, is a high definition camera of ours. If I pull up our room view here, you'll see our different cameras being the podium camera we just looked at, the video wall, as well as our retail section. So these three are all high definition cameras. Now this camera here, if I walk over, is a standard definition camera. So comparing to the cameras right beside it on that matrix, you'll see that even from our standard definition camera, the video quality is quite good. So all of our solutions within this demo center are all off the shelf, meaning they're all available today. You don't have to wait a year to get your hands on it. You can simply walk out and purchase them today. Now, the other thing to note as well is that none of these solutions are customized. They're all configured as you would solutions off the shelf. The only thing that comes close to being customized is my web page of buttons on my smartphone here, which allows me to control all of the equipment within this demo center by simply pushing buttons on this interface. And this web page of buttons here is a good testament to how open our systems here are built to standards, right? Wherein we can create something so simple that does something very complex. Right? Now, also with these cameras, we can take cameras from anywhere in the world and be able to manage them from this application. In fact, I can pull up cameras from within our campus here, and this happens to be a Cisco security camera as well. So again, a way for us to share with you how we utilize our own technologies. Now, if you have existing cameras, be it pan-tilt zoom cameras or analog cameras, such as this, what I have here, you can certainly integrate them with our systems through our gateway. So as you see with this camera, I can pan and tilt, and I can zoom in as well. In fact, I can zoom in quite close, which throws our security folks for a loop since this is a security camera, but it's the only way for me to demonstrate these solutions. Now, one of the things to note is not only am I just using a browser, but for the pan-tilt zoom capabilities, I'm just using my mouse. So very simple and very quick. So I can pull up cameras anywhere in the world. I can pull up cameras from our briefing centers in North Carolina as well, right? And I can pull up cameras basically from outside of our state, outside of our country. As you see here, this is a camera in one of our briefing centers in North Carolina, which I can manage very, very easily and remotely through this application. Now, if I pull back our room view, one thing to note as well is that with our cameras, we can also record. So basically taking this to the next level, where now you can use this application and your cameras, right, to create video content. Perhaps it's an incident, an accident, some best practice you want to capture. You can very easily record digitally using our applications here. Right. So you can record in several ways. You can record based on a schedule, set a start time and a stop time. You can record based on motion or triggered by motion, right? And you can also record continuously. And recording continuously, you can control how long you want it to record continuously. For instance, now this camera here, I'm actually recording on a 24-hour loop basis, mainly just writing over itself. And we can go from live mode. This is live mode that I'm in right now. Click on this link, and what we can do is basically go from live mode and into archive mode. And once we're in archive mode, which is basically our recording, I can employ a scroll bar. And with that scroll bar, what it allows me to do is allows me to index through my archive based on date and time. Right? So now I don't have to sit here and watch through this video. Right? Basically identify the point of interest I want to get to by date and time and get to it very quickly. Now in this mode, once I identify my point of interest, and I want to take a clip from that, I can simply click on Archive Clip down here. I can set the start time of my archive or my clip, specify the stop time as well, and take that further down, and maybe take a quick 10-second demo take a quick 10-second clip for our demo here, right? Specify the video quality of our output. We can name this and save it onto our desktop, after which we can pretty much do whatever we want with that video clip. Put it in our directory for best practices. We can post it on a web page. We can email it to a colleague, right, for consult, if you will. Now, let's take a look at that recording. So here's the recording that we just took from our archive here. So not a lot of action since we're just chatting, right? All relaxed and happy to be here. Now, let's say we had an incident, right, which I have an example of. So on my desktop here is an incident that we had captured of what we call our bad guy, right? Before I show that to you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop that onto what we call our Media Experience Engine watch folder. So here's a bit of integration that we're doing here between our physical security application and our Media Experience Engine. So first of all, let's take a look at what that video looks like. Here's a recording of a bad guy, right, reported on our campus here. Turns out, as we reviewed this video, that he really wasn't a bad guy. He was just a bad actor on a lot of caffeine for that morning. But anyway, by me dragging and dropping onto the Media Experience Engine watch folder, what that did for us now is basically it's now creating 3 different file formats for us. One to play on a smartphone, one to play on a Windows desktop, as well as one to play on a digital sign. Right. Now it knows to do that mainly because we've created profiles. So these profiles, this is what your administrator would do one time, right? And once they've done it, you can specify the input file type, the output file type, or types in our case, since we're creating 3 different formats of that file, right? If you want to put a logo, a title bar on there, you can specify that as a template or a series of templates, right? And if you want this posted on an application and a web page, you can do that in your profiles as well, which is what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be watermarking this, putting a logo, a title bar on it. We're also going to be posting it on Show and Share, Cisco Cast, as well as our smartphone. So this is what your administrators would do one time, after which all your users need to do at that point is do what I did. Drag and drop onto a folder, and it'll do all of that for you automatically. Now to further demonstrate that, I'm going to pull up my flip camera. So this flip camera is a Cisco device as well, consumer grade, 720p high definition. This one holds about 2 hours worth of video, really good quality, and easy to use as well. So I'm going to take a recording of us here. If you can kindly give me a wave and a smile, right? We can try and get us animated as our bad guy if you want to, but necessarily you don't have to, right? So we'll just take a quick clip here. And I promise you it'll look good once we play this back, if you're waving and smiling. All right, so it's got a built-in USB, and what I'll do now is I'll plug it into our extender here, right? And what that'll do is pull up FlipShare, which is an application on the camera. Now from this, we'll take our recording, and our recording here from the flip camera, we're going to also drag and drop onto our Media Experience Engine watch folder. And what that'll do is it'll copy it onto the watch folder, after which the automated workflow of the Media Experience Engine will kick in. Now let's play the video here. And now the Media Experience Engine is just an appliance that sits on your network. It can be anywhere on your network For instance, it can be in New York and I can be here in California transcoding on it, right? And it's got the intelligence to be able to do whatever you set up in the profile through its automated workflow. So here's our recording on the camera. When we see this next time, we'll be adding a logo to it, a title bar as well, posting it on Show and Share and Cisco Cast as well as our smartphone. Now, if we revisit the interface for our media experience engine, you'll see now that it's detected that file from the flip camera, creating a format to play on a Windows desktop, a digital sign, and on a smartphone. So while that's transcoding, what I'm going to do now is walk around the room and show you the other areas that we have in this demo center here. And as I do, I'll be heads down on my iPhone, again, pushing those buttons that I talked about earlier, right? And you'll be viewing me from a different camera.